Hello everybody, JP the Third with you for Venus now. We are back with Winning Hearts Wrestling Otome. And when we last left off, the belt had started talking. Let's continue. My head is pounding. When I wake up, I'm on my soft, sumptuous looking couch. Did I fall asleep? No, I couldn't have. Last time I passed out on this couch was when I came back from that Christmas party completely blasted. Poor thing didn't see the vomit coming. I glanced up at the clock, blinking a few times to focus my vision. 23:46. I got back from work around 21:50. How did I end up like this? I got home, then I opened up the parcel, and I looked at the title. The title. I nervously look around the room and spotted reading the paper on the chair like it's human. Oh no. Starting to feel lightheaded again. This has to be a dream, right? The world's going to hell if this is all true. Oh, Prince Harry might not actually be a prince. Oh, do tell. And it's commenting on the tabloids. This has to be an incredibly vivid dream. That or I must have inhaled something on my way inside. My neighbors are quite the party after all. Or maybe I'm actually going bonkers. Oh! The damn thing turns in my general direction. It's nice to see you're back in the land of the living. I was worried about you for a second, love. I would have called for help, but you know how it is, being a title belt and all. You know, I thought up all these crazy ideas, but I forgot one other possibility. And this could all just be a big, cruel joke. I lunge at the title. Unhand me! It attempts to shake out of my grasp. There has to be a tape on you or something. There's no way you can read or know who Prince Harry is. I swear, if this is all just an elaborate rib from Ronnie, I'm going to lose it. A rib is a prank played on someone in the business. Let it be a wrestler or a backstage employee. Some of the time, these pranks are pretty harmless. However, there was a time where a prank involved someone calling the police and having an employee being arrested. Said employee was not aware it was a prank and they legit thought they were going to jail. Wrestling, am I right? That could be said about a lot of things. On a scale of 1 to 10, if this was a prank, we'd put Ronnie making Ogopigu think she's going crazy at a 7 or 8. Fair odds. But there's nothing on the title besides this gold placed in blue leather. Are you done? The title jumps out of my hands, landing softly on the chair. Listen, I'm flattered you thought I was sexy, but that doesn't mean you can get all touchy-feely with me without my permission. Did your parents not teach you respect? How do you know about Prince Harry? How can you read? How are you talking? Is this what humans call 20 questions? To answer your first question, once you hear enough banter about things, you kind of get familiar with it all. The world, politics, nobles. I heard it all in the last couple of weeks. Humans sure love to talk. As for reading, I got bored while the humans were away at night, so I learned to read. It's a super nice skill to have. I agree. I could feel my eye twitching. As for talking, just like you, I was born with it, but it seems like you're the only one to hear me so far. This isn't happening. What am I, a made-for-TV special? I yapped to the bloke who was screwing on my place on, but he didn't hear a thing. Pity, because I was going on about some genius stuff. I envy that guy. I envy being normal. Just accept that this is your reality, Ogopigu. Second a job that's sucking away your passion for wrestling, having to listen to a shitty boss, and now you're talking to a talking wrestling championship title. Honestly, given the trajectory my life is currently on, I should have expected something like this. I take a deep breath and exhale. Look, we got off on the wrong foot. I don't have feet. Once again, I can feel my eye twitch. Oh great, this thing is a smartass, even better. I bought my hand in a fist, ready to knock this thing down a peg. And I remember just how much this idiot title cost. Not to mention that if I do end up throwing that thing out a window, I'll go explaining that to Ronnie. Not only would I be out of a job, but I would have to pay whatever it costs to get this title fixed. I thought I'd be put into some kind of contract where I'll need to make monthly payments to pay that off. Absurdly expensive monthly payments? No thanks. I just finished paying off my credit card. I can't put myself through that hell again. I need to remain composed. I let out an exasperated sigh. It's an idiom. Listen, I don't have time to explain every aspect of the English language because frankly, it's way too complicated for even native speakers to fully grasp. I extend my hand as a sign of hospitality. My name is Ogupigu. Do you have a name? Me? A name? Why, of course I do. Who doesn't have a name? The shaky voice doesn't exactly strike confidence in me. The child looks around the room in search of something. It looks down at the golden plate in the middle of the blue leather. It displays NGW. Oh yeah, that's a given. Pray tell, Ogupigu, what does NGW stand for? Next Generation Wrestling. Don't tell me. Is it? I see. Well, getting back to my all-important name. My name is... It looks back down at the plate engraved NGW. Newton. He just came up with that on the spot. That's not your name. You just came up with it. How do you know? You're just upset that I was named after a great mathematician. Or your parents gave you a name like Ogupigu. Who names a kid Ogupigu anyway? You're just making it so hard not to throw him out of the window. I would have already taught this little brat the lesson of talk shit, get hit if it weren't for Ronnie. That was a Christy line. Wait. Crap, I forgot. Got my 8-year-old laptop off the coffee table. I plop myself down on the couch where my little butt indention is and open up this ancient machine. Hey, what are you doing? You can't just not retort to my comment. What's the fun in that? Newton is standing on the adjacent chair like a pet that desperately wants attention. Listen, Newton, I got a lot on my plate. I need to work on some stuff for my job. Go do something until I'm done, and then I'll figure out what to do with you. Wait, you're just going to work? What am I supposed to do? I don't know. Just do something. Seriously, I need to focus and get this stuff done. But, no buts. Fine. Newton walks away, exploring my tiny flat and gracing me to my first moment of peace of the day. I start on my writing program, Scrivener. It opens up a fresh page with Ronnie's notes digitized on my screen, because Lord knows I can't read his chicken scratch. There's like 3 different references there. Have Slip make fun of Zorro while making banana puns. Zorro stands there and takes it until he makes a horrible banana pun that sets him off. About an hour's worth of work. After about an hour's worth of work, I got there. I take a moment to look over what I've written so far. Everything in this document is hot garbage. How am I supposed to write a good promo with these notes? Doesn't matter what I think. I know. I need to get this finished so I can head to bed. You have any more of these I can read? Glancing above my computer screen, I find Newton holding up the newspaper I found him with earlier. I shake my head. I'm not a museum, Newton. I don't collect newspapers. Once I'm done with them, I throw them in the recycling bin. And what else am I supposed to do? I tried reading this, but nothing. Newton throws a Blu-ray copy of Nimble Moon, the Fight Against Zord, at me. It barely misses me, colliding with the wall inside. Hey, the only thing inside is a disc. How am I supposed to read a disc? What am I supposed to do? Is this what it's like to raise a child? No, that's an insult to children. I think Newton is just a special case of annoying. Newton, look, that's not my problem. On my list of duties, my job doesn't state that I have to take care of a wrestling title. Now, let me get back to my writing. The other listen, however, he just continues to stand there, looking at me with, I think, an inquisitive look. What are you writing? I'm writing... How do I explain this to you? I scratch my head, trying to think of a simple way to describe wrestling and Newton's purpose in life. You know you're entitled for a wrestling promotion, right? Yes, the folks working on me mentioned that a couple of times, but they used the term belt instead. Belt, title, it doesn't matter. It's the same thing. Okay. I quickly explained the situation to him, how he the title for the Slip and Zorro feud. In 2 weeks, one of them will win the title. We haven't decided on who, though. Normally, something as big as crowning a new championship is decided weeks, if not months in advance. Not at NGW. So, a guy dressed up as a banana who constantly talks about bananas is fighting a silent luchador with no personality, and they're fighting for me, the top title. I nod. Wow, that sucks. Even the sentient belt thinks this whole feud sucks. We're doomed. Why does one of the guys have, what do you call it, a banana gimmick? Because my boss was very adamant about it. And why didn't you say anything? I'm scared that if I say anything, I'll lose my job. But I know if I just stand there not doing anything, these two wrestlers' careers will go down the drain. And I just don't know if I can live with that. So it's a lose-lose situation no matter what. Sounds like you're in a jam. Good thing I'm such a nice wrestling belt that I wouldn't mind lending you a helping, leather strap? He extends one of his leather straps towards me. Are you trying to tell me you have a plan? Of course I do. When you're as smart as me, you can come up with a plan on the fly. Newton, you know nothing about wrestling. No offense, but I don't think you'd be of any help. But if I can't help you, how else am I supposed to pass the time? Read the newspaper again? I read that front to back while you were out cold. I don't know, Newton. Go find something to do. I have to get back to work. Newton grumbles what I believe were a few choice words under his breath before he once again disappeared from my sight. Well, time to get back to work. Time continues to pass by. I have to turn my screen to full brightness to keep me from falling asleep. I glance at the tiny digital clock in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Oh, 222. Finally done with the script, but God, is it awful. Maybe that's why it took so long to finish, because it was so agonizing to write. Been there before. Am I really okay with submitting this next week? Am I really okay with aiding and ruining two wrestlers' careers? I shut off my laptop and close it softly so I can live to see another day. As I'm about to get up, that's when I noticed Newton sitting right next to me on the couch, staring at me like a psycho in one of those thriller movies. Jesus Christ, Newton! When did you get there? Just a few minutes ago. I'm surprised you didn't notice me hop up on here. Must have been absorbed in all that amazing work you were doing. Asshole. And judging by that dreadful expression you were wearing just a few moments ago, you don't feel great about what you typed up on that little machine of yours. Am I right or am I right? Do you want my help now, or do you plan to continue to wallow in self-pity? Which, by the way, makes you get wrinkles faster, so I would really think about that before you decide. You know what? Sure. I'm sleep deprived enough to listen to a talking championship belt. Excellent. So before I lay out my master plan, I need to know what makes a successful wrestler. 3 factors: a good gimmick, incredible in-ring ability, and being able to cut a killer promo on the mic. Do you understand what that means? Nope. This is literally Wrestling 101 for those who don't know. A gimmick is a wrestler's persona or character. Wrestlers pretend to be someone, but nowadays they're just an exaggerated version of their real selves. Those are the kind of wrestlers people love the most, someone who's real and not a walking cartoon. But they also need to be able to perform in the ring and do great moves. If they're super green and botch every move, the audience is going to deem them a bad wrestler, whether they have a great gimmick or not. That'll result in the audience either switching the channel or going to the bathroom during their matches. Oof, harsh. Finally, you have the promos. When the wrestlers aren't fighting each other, they talk on the microphone backstage or in the ring to hype up their feud. They need to have acting chops and charisma to be able to pull the audience in with their words. If done well, this could crank the dial on their feud all the way up to 11 and have everyone be interested in what will happen next. If a wrestler have all 3 of those traits, they're practically made. But, as I told you earlier, both of the wrestlers I'm in charge of, and quite frankly, a lot of the talent at NGW, don't have that. It is not because they're awful. It's because my boss won't give them the time to shine. He squashes their potential. I gathered as much. Well, earlier you said that fans like it when wrestlers' gimmicks are close to their real selves. So do you know these guys at all? Maybe you can change their gimmicks to be similar to the real them. No can do. 1, my boss would never approve of it. 2, I only have very brief conversations with Slip and Zorro. Why? It's a hidden rule that creative and talent aren't supposed to be anything more than work acquaintances. Otherwise, it could lead to favoritism in terms of booking. Well, that's stupid. I get it a little bit. There have been incidents where personal relationships got in the way of work. In Universal Wrestling Enterprises, a wrestler named Gabriel Starr was seeing a writer, and his booking was super good as a result. It was discovered that the wrestlers held a mock trial in something they called Wrestlers Court. They found Gabriel and the creative writer guilty of not only being in a relationship, but the writer favoring his wrestling boyfriend by putting him in high-profile feuds. A thing that happened. And so they were punished. Did they kill the bloody couple as punishment? What? No, of course not. The issue was brought up to the CEO, who promptly fired them both. They got married, and now the two work for different companies. Oh, good for them. So that's why it's forbidden to avoid anything like. So that's why it's forbidden, to avoid anything like that. But you don't plan on getting in a relationship with either of them, right? Of course not. Did you listen to what I just said? Then I see no harm in learning more about them so you could create better gimmicks for them. Keep things professional with both of them. It ain't that hard. Says you. What happens if I get to know them on a personal level and I end up catching feelings for one of them? What then? Humans can't decide who they fall in love with. It just happens. Humans make things more complicated than they have to be. You're so lucky I can't punch you. What was that? Nothing. Anyway, let's say I do talk to them and get to know them a bit better so I can create better in-ring characters for them. What about my boss? He rejects every idea that isn't his because he believes his ideas are like God's work or something. There's no way he'll approve of anything I come up with. Then go behind his back. Give him the scripts and stuff he wants, but tell wrestlers something else entirely. What? That's suicide. I could lose my job, Newton. It's the only option you have. You're not wrong, but still. So you're going to do this or what? If you don't, nothing is going to change. Plus, I can't risk having my reputation tanked because of some lousy writing. Despite how egotistical Newton is, I have to admit that his words ring true, but the voice inside me is screaming, practically begging me not to go through with it. If I try to go behind Ronnie's back, what will happen to me? Obviously, he'll fire me, but if word gets out that a small creative writer like me makes changes without their boss's permission, what would that do to my career? I'll be blacklisted. I'll never be able to get another job. What should I do? Screw Ronnie, am I right? Newton's right. Screw Ronnie. Screw anxiety. I have to do this. Okay, I'm in. Of course you are. Newton takes my hand and shakes it vigorously with both his leather straps. Then engulfs my hand, which makes sense given he's supposed to fit around the waist of the average male wrestler, which is, They engulf my head, which makes sense given he's supposed to fit around the waist of the average male wrestler, which is super big. It's a lot like shaking hands with someone wearing leather gloves, so it's not as weird as I thought it would be. My newly found friend, you won't regret listening to Newton. Now, how long do we have to turn things around? 2 weeks. We have 2 normal shows, and then the pay-per-view, where either Slip or Zorro will be crowned champion and win you. We have no time to waste. We have to get started tomorrow. Wait, what time is it? 2:34 a.m. I mean, later today. Wait, that's way too soon. I need to prepare myself mentally for this. Yes, screw my anxiety and all that. Yes, screw my anxiety and all that jazz. But I was at least hoping to wait another day or so to start. Listen, the sooner the better. Fine. Seems like I'm going head first into this. Can we at least move over to my bedroom? I have the feeling I'm going to pass out eventually, and I'd rather be in my bed this time around. Your bedroom? Now, Pico, I know I'm great and all, but I don't think I'm really ready for Newton. You're daft. I have no intentions of doing anything with you. I just don't want to fall asleep on my couch is all. I have no idea how that would work anyway. Oh, okay. Then let's head over there. 2 of us head into my bedroom, and I finally get a chance to lay flat on my stomach on my wonderfully soft and expensive mattress. Having a good mattress is honestly life-changing. Newton goes over next to me as I tap away on my laptop. Now, let's get a better idea of who we're dealing with. Do you have any info on the 2 wrestlers? What are their real names? Do they have real names? I've only been in this world for a short time, but if you're going to tell me someone's actually... I've only been in this world for a short time, but if you're going to tell me someone actually named their child Slip, then we've got a lot more work than just fixing the storyline. It might be better if I pull up their bios on the NGW website. After a couple of minutes of navigating through what looks like an early 2000s site that screams graphics design is my passion, I didn't manage to pull up Slip's page. Slip, real name Zachary Osborne. He's a new guy, and I believe NGW is the first promotion where he got a legitimate contract. Before us, he did a lot of backyard matches and worked for small indie promotions. You seriously weren't kidding about the Chas Banana gimmick. Does he wear that costume all the time? Only in public appearances and in backstage segments. Don't save his poor soul. He goes out in the world with that on? Yeah, he needs some help. A lot of it. Okay, pull up Zorro's page now before I get you that from looking at this chap. Damn, just roasting this man. I pull up Zorro's page, and if Newton has eyes, they will be lighting up with excitement right now. Oh, this Zorro guy looks pretty cool. How can you manage to mess with someone who looks that cool? Don't ask me. Wait, where's his real name? I don't see it anywhere on the page. Oh, that's because it's a long-held tradition that luchadors keep their real identities a secret. So he asked us not to reveal his real name on the public page. What's his name? I'm not gonna tell you that. Ah, come on. It's not like he's ever gonna know you told me. After all, no one else can hear me, so if I walked up to him and called him by his real name, he'll never know. Still, it's a respect thing. Fine. Anyway, he was a major hit back in Mexico and Lucha Libre nationwide. Somehow, we managed to sign him and brought him here. But Ronnie managed to mess all that up. Dude have no charisma or personality to speak of. Slip has way too much personality, if you can call being hyperfixated on one single personality. Newton and I continue to browse the internet on Slip and Zorro. There isn't much on Slip, considering how small he was before coming to NGW, but there's a ton of Spanish language articles on Zorro. From what we can both gather from the flimsy translation, Zorro was seen as a superhero back home. Everyone loved him. It's sad to know that we managed to mess up someone as great as him. Alright, I think that's enough for now. I'm going to bed. We'll decide on the next plan of action in the morning. What? What am I supposed to do? Sleep? Sentient objects don't need sleep. We're not like you. The fact he said we sends a chill down my spine. Are there more things like him? Is Skynet going to become a thing soon? But just with inanimate objects like Lance instead of killer robots? Right? No, it's definitely going to be a thing. Unfortunately, you cannot stop Skynet. 50 Terminator movies have taught us that much at least. Excuse me. I shake those thoughts away before the little alarm bells in my head can go off. I don't know. You're smart, so you can come up with something. Fine, but you don't mind if I take your laptop, do you? I need it for entertainment purposes. Phrasing. No comment. I mean, we're saving on the demo. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be a thing, but still. I nod hesitantly. Sure. Think of this as thanks for helping me out. Just be careful with it, okay? News swipes the laptop out of my hands like an eager child who just got their first allowance. Thanks. You're not that bad, Goku Pigu. Newton walks away with a skip in his step. As I think about what my search history will look like in the morning, I throw my comforter on top of me and drift off to sleep. Alright. That is well, we'll put a pin in there. That is actually a lot for today, though. I was going to say, that's a lot for today, but we got a kind of gist of the overarching plot and how the belt works. Even though how the belt works is its own thing entirely. We'll see. I'm assuming this next part of the demo will be us interacting more with Slip and Zorro. So it should be interesting to see what they're really like when they're not having to deal with Ronnie. Leave a like if you've enjoyed the series so far. Subscribe to the channel if you're not... Wow, really? Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. That's what I get for not having an outro yet. I'm just stumbling over my words. See you in the next one.